Hey everybody, I'm Charlie Luscombe and we're back for episode 3 of Guitar Talk. Yet again with another Firebird, this time of the Gibson range. Daniel, what can you tell us?
Well, here we have a genuine 1963 Firebird One. And again, if you've found this because you are interested in Firebirds, you'll know that this was the first year that Gibson decided to make Firebirds. Helped with a designer of cars of that time. They designed these guitars along with a couple of others to fight against Fender's surf guitars that were out in the 60s and doing very well, so they wanted to do the same sort of thing. They only made 80 in the first year because I think just to sort of work out how popular or not they were going to be, and just in the 50s where they made things like the Flying V and the Explorer, you know, early ones, are hard to find. This has been refinished in white some time ago, and I was lucky enough to purchase it a couple of years ago from a musician who wanted to recoup some money to help promote a tour, and we were able to come up with a deal where I had a vintage Marshall 1930 was the name of the model, not the year of course, combo that he loved, and so we kind of came to an agreement. And by far, again, I've spoken about other guitars, you know, so fortunate to have been able to find it and enjoying time with someone and then striking up a good relationship to then hopefully, you know, bring something home. He was able to write a letter of authenticity telling the world and his wife that he bought it in New York in 1977. It was refinished white when he had it. I'm trying to get it x-rayed because I'd love to know if it's got any repair. It's got the smallest neck of any Firebird I've played. It's divine, it's straight as a button. What changes I've done is the tuners are the original tuners, but they weren't with the guitar. He changed them to gold, and because these are seized, so I oiled them and got them back working. It wasn't difficult, so they went straight back on. What else? The tone pot had been changed because something had obviously gone wrong with the original one, and I was so fortunate with the help of a really good guy in America to find a 63 dated pot that matched the volume, so that went in. So I've done that. Again, the pickup was a Seymour Duncan, a Firebird pickup. The original one had been chopped out and changed years ago because he'd owned it for so long. I managed to find an early 70, I think this is a 73 pickup, so it's not the original pickup. Scratch guard, someone, again, I think he had changed it. So I, with the help of a very clever guy in America, had this one made. And obviously the 63s didn't have the Firebird crest on them. So this is an aged copy that was made. So that's the changes. There's a letterbox on the back which has got a serial number. So thankfully someone had done the right thing in keeping that exposed in a little letterbox there, so you can make out the serial number, which we've got recorded, and the letter of authenticity to show. But someone commented once when I put it on a Gibson forum saying, oh, I should have painted over it because you can still see them because they're pressed into the wood. They're not, these are inked in. So the early ones are inked in, so not the thing to do. So thankfully this was done correctly, otherwise it could have been lost forever.
Wow, so we mentioned before that these are very rare, and we know that Joe Bonamassa has one, Eric Clapton has one.
Yes.
And you have one.
So I've said before, I've only got to find the other 77.
There you go, folks. Let's have a listen now, if you don't mind playing this out, Daniel.
Yeah, it's not plugged in though. But we'll plug it in.